friends. How are you tonight? Welcome to Story and Art, a premiere version of it. Yes, this is me, Gretchen Shepherd. I am the keeper of the stories for Story and Art here on Keeping It Real, but I'm also a photographer, and I happen to be out with my camera and off-grid tonight. So I didn't want to leave you guys hanging and not have your nightly story, so I am recording this and putting it out as a premiere. I might be on the premiere chat if I get any coverage where I am, but that is always iffy when I'm out and about in the wilderness. And so this, I believe, is probably episode 147. And I just want to thank you all for being here. And I hope you really enjoy tonight's story combination I have. It's called A Prince, a Llama, and Doodles. What? What? So there we have been reading The Little Prince in little sections bit by bit. And tonight I'm going to continue with a section from The Little Prince. That's going to come along. And we've all seen the drawings and the doodles how that all started when the prince crashed and the gentleman said he didn't know how to draw a sheep and he drew it in a box. So the doodles come there. But the other part of the doodles comes from the other book I'll be reading called Llama Destroys the World. Now, Llama Destroys the World is by a husband and wife team, and it won this year's Washington Children's Choice Picture Book Award nominee, which means kids in schools across the state of Washington were given a selection of 20 books to listen to, read, whatnot, and then they voted. And out of all those 20 books and the 58,000 kids or something like that voted this year, this book that I'm reading was the one that won that. It's an award that authors really love to get because, getting this prestigious awards is one thing, but getting an award voted on by kids who you write the books for is a whole nother thing. So the author's name is Jonathan Stutzman, and he writes books, has been writing them for quite a long time, but he actually loves to write, and he reads a lot, and he plays with his French bulldog, and he likes to do silly things, and he likes to swing dance. And he got into writing from telling stories and his imagination from a young child. And writing books is now his way to share his perspective on life and on the world. They've helped him in many ways through dark times, he says, and he wants to, if they can, give a little light to others. Plus, he says telling stories is fun. I think I've heard that someplace before. Now, his wife, Heather Fox, is the illustrator, and she likes to explore the use of color and shapes to create bright and whimsical doodles. When she isn't creating, you can probably find her enjoying cups of coffee, walking around town, or chasing down her dog, who has stolen one of her books. She lives in Pennsylvania with her husband, Jonathan, and she does wonderful doodles, and I wonder if it shows any. Here's some of her books. Llama Destroys the World is the one that I'm going to read. Don't Feed the Coos. Llama Unleashes the Apocalypse. Butts Are Everywhere. Santa Baby. Fitz and Cleo. So she has great doodles, really great doodles. This is some you'll see, untitled artwork. I think you're going to enjoy this book. So I'm going to read a bit of both of them. So if you've got your sketchbook by and you want to do that random doodle while I'm reading, or that kind of doodle, remember, where we don't watch the paper, we just let it go and see what happens. So I think I will start out with a selection from The Little Prince. When we last left The Little Prince, he was struggling with the flower, and he found out that the flower had not been completely upfront with him about everything, and she kind of messed with his confidence. He said, and he continued his confidences. The fact is that I did not know how to understand anything, he had said. I ought to have judged by deeds and not words. She cast her fragrance and her radiance over me, and I ought never to have run away from her. I ought to have guessed all the affection that lay behind her poor little stratagems. Flowers are so inconsistent, but I was too young to know how to love her. And so we're at section, or basically chapter 9 in The Little Prince. And let me get the book up here for you to see right here. And I apologize if you hear banging and crashing up and around, but it's a pretty cold day, and it seems like my husband's chopping wood again. And bring the temperature down there, the book. Nice. There we go. Bring this up. Oh, I'm doing the wrong camera. That was what I was doing. I was probably changing all sorts of colors there. Ah, here. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring the brightness up of the book. There we go. There we go. Okay, that'll work. So you can see the book. So let me go back to myself so that I always have to set these again if I'm looking at the wrong thing. I did it. There we go. There. All right. Sorry about that, but you guys know how that goes. The Little Prince, chapter 9. I believe for that his escape, he took advantage of the migration of a flock of wild birds. On the morning of his departure, he put his planet in perfect order. He carefully cleaned out his active volcanoes. He possessed 2 active volcanoes, and they were very convenient for heating his breakfast in the morning. He also had 1 volcano that was extinct, but as he said, one never knows. So he cleaned out the extinct volcano too. If they were well cleaned out, volcanoes burn slowly and steadily without eruptions. Volcanic eruptions are like fires in a chimney. On our Earth, we are obviously much too small to clean out our volcanoes. That is why they bring no end of trouble upon us. The Little Prince also pulled up with a certain sense of dejection the last little shoots of the baobabs. He believed that he would never want to return. But on this last morning, all these familiar tasks seemed very precious to him. And when he watered the flower for the last time and prepared to place her under the shelter of her glass globe, he realized that he was very close to tears. "Goodbye," he said to the flower. But she made no answer. "Goodbye," he said again. The flower coughed, but it was not because she had a cold. "I have been silly," she said to him. "I ask your forgiveness. Try to be happy." He was surprised by this absence of reproaches. He stood there, all bewildered, the glass globe held arrested in mid-air. He did not understand this quiet sweetness. "Of course, I love you," the flower said to him. It is my fault that you have not known it all this while. That is of no importance, but you have been just as foolish as I. Try to be happy. Let the glass globe be. I don't want it any more. But the wind. My cold is not so bad as all that. The cool night air will do me good. I am a flower. But the animals? Well, I must endure the presence of 2 or 3 caterpillars if I wish to become acquainted with the butterflies. Wow. It seems that there are very beautiful, and if not butterflies and the caterpillars, who will call upon me? You will be far away. As for the large animals, I am not at all afraid of them. I have my claws. And naively she showed her 4 thorns. Then she added, Don't linger like this. You have decided to go away. Now go. For she did not want him to see her crying. She was such a proud flower. And that's the part of The Little Prince that I'm going to read. Take us back to here. Whoa, I turned black and white. When did that happen? Well, that's interesting. Oh, I dropped my saturation way down. That's kind of funny. Yay. Oh, wow. So, the next book that I'm going to read is called Llama Destroys the World, where the little prince has been taking such good care of his world and trying to manage every little thing. Llama has an interesting things that happen, totally fanciful, but still, how things come along, you never know. Let's see. Here we are. Llama Destroys the World by Jonathan Stutzman, illustrated by Heather Fox. I am Llama. Now, the end papers, as we know, always give us a hint. There seems to be cake and cupcakes there. Llama destroys the world. On Friday, Llama will destroy the world. I am Llama, proclaimed Llama. Monday. On Monday, Llama found cake. Piles of cake. More cake than any llama should ever eat. Dat, said Llama. Llama ate all of the cake. This was his first mistake. Burp. It was an honest mistake. It was a delicious mistake. One of those mistakes that leads to more mistakes and eventually the ultimate doom of everything. Tuesday. Tuesdays were for dancing, so Llama put on his dancing pants. The pants did not fit. He was still full of cake. But he never danced without his dancing pants. They made his butt look groovy. So Llama huffed and puffed and squeezed and stuffed himself into the pants. This was his second mistake. And then Llama danced. He jigged, he tangoed, he cha-cha-cha'd real smooth. His rhythm was perfect, his moves were precise, but the pants never stood a chance. Rip! The rip was thunderous. It shook the house, the trees, and the mountains. It shook the very fabric of the universe. The cosmic vibrations from the ripping pants were so mighty that a black hole was torn open. Wednesday. On Wednesday, Llama found the black hole. "Dat," said Llama. He had never seen a black hole before. He didn't know what it could be or what it could do. But Llama was Llama of science. He knew the answers were out there waiting to be discovered. Llama read books. He ran complex experiments. He debated with the greatest minds and thinkers he could find. And then he analyzed the data and came to a well-thought-out conclusion. "Dat," said Llama wisely. Instead of warning the world of its imminent doom, Llama decided to do something more important. He made a bologna and cheese sandwich with extra cheese. This was his third mistake. Thursday. On Thursday, many signs of doom appeared in the sky. Flying top hats, soaring teacups, twisting, tumbling, well-dressed turtles. But Llama didn't notice. Thursdays were for painting, and Llama was busy painting his latest masterpiece. The end was near. Friday. On Friday, the world ended. The more the black hole sucked in, the bigger and stronger it grew. The animals flew, the pizzas and bicycles and house plants flew, and Llama flew too. "I am Llama!" The black hole swallowed everything up. Every single thing left in the world. Everything left in the universe. "I am Llama," until there was nothing. Saturday. On Saturday, on the other side of the black hole, everything was fine. The universe tumbled out exactly as it had been before. Even Llama. "I am Llama," proclaimed Llama. The sky was blue. The sun was shining. The world was perfectly calm, like nothing had ever happened. Sunday. With the world back to normal, Llama found something wonderful. Piles of pie. More pie than any llama should ever eat. "Dat," said Llama. Llama ate all of the pie. And that's Llama destroys the world. Oh my gosh. I think sometimes we have those things happen that it's like the black hole. And, we get past them and things are okay. They may have been horrendously crazy, terrible, we thought at the time, but they're okay. The world will continue. And I may have messed up my colors and cameras on this recording, but you know what? If you guys were here, I would still be moving those sliders around and trying to fix it. I would still have it happen, whether it's recorded or not. And when I hit end recording, I'm just going to leave them there. You can fast forward through them if you want, but it's all part of my cake and pie. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes I have it all, and then, you know what? It's okay. It'll be all right. Sometimes everything falls apart, but you know what? It'll be all right. And I think the little prince and the llama, yeah, they should just get together, get their sketch pads out, and doodle. I like that idea. A little bit of doodling goes a long way to repairing a black hole rip in our world sometimes. Anyway, that's my philosophy for the day. Yeah, a little bit of doodling can repair a black hole or turn it into something like the inside of a sunflower. What can you doodle from a black hole? That might be something to send to me. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to continue to create. If you want, create every day in April that we're doing. But the most important thing to remember always is that keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you, above you, behind, inside you, and outside. It's also in a black hole. Enjoy. Thank you. And I will see you again soon on a live. And I thank you for being here. And if you're in the chat, send each other some love. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds.
Dance it out, folks. Hit that like and subscribe if you can. Thank you. Helps a lot. Share this with someone you know.
You by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool with a love that